That's how we open. Brooks Marks gives me indigestion. And so do his designs. Don't nobody want your side tape across their chests? Meanwhile, Jenny stopped by, but she's got her puss put away. Oh goodness, so Jenny gonna bring up that stupid Sister Wives plot line that ain't nobody buying. She has no point and no purpose, and most importantly, no plot line. Oh goodness, here comes Lisa Barlow. Then Jenny tells her the Sister Wife story. So they gonna teach Jenny how to be a bit more in the boudoir. Put on a wig and some sunglasses and dress it up. I just tell her to stop lying. With Charlatan Shaw, she's driving herself and complaining that Lisa hasn't gotten back to her in over 4 days. So she's talking to Heather on the car phone since she finally gonna see her. And Heather tells her, now look, ask her if she wants to put the friendship in a different category. Jen can't believe that Lisa, who she used to talk to for 3 hours a day, has gone MIA. It's amazing who won't fart with a felon. So Jen and Lisa sit down to lunch. And Lisa asks, how are you? I mean, you're like innocent to me. I know that they have to prove that you've done something, so I just look at you as innocent. No, you don't. Lisa, you always in a lie. You wouldn't know the truth if it bit you. So it was Lisa's ugly husband who convinced her to go on and meet with the heifer, and you only did because you wanted some camera time. So Lisa bring up that she still heard about the crap that happened before Vail, and Jen ain't trying to hear it. She's like, I'm facing federal charges. I ain't got time to fuck around with your brat's business. When you cussed me out and I felt very broken by you and I couldn't sleep. Girl, why do you give a fart what a felon thinks? So now Jen starts crying because she said I felt that too. I had to be a mom and work too. I can't believe you would go silent for me. Was it real? She's like, well, I'm here now. Well, you know what? I've had your back. I've had your back. Y'all always so tit for tat with the having the back. Well, if you get flack, then don't be friends with me if it makes you unpopular. It's because she was co-signing your bad behavior, Jen. Oh, well, Heather answered the phone for me in my greatest time of need. Then let her be your best friend. She's stupid enough. So now Jen can't trust Lisa because she's a fair weather friend. Always has been. Just be there for me. What do you need, a prison pen pal? Now the linebacker meeting with her older brother. So he left the church after his sister. I'm afraid I was raising my kids in a cult. Heather upset with herself because she didn't want people leaving the church at her behest because she left. But he said, don't be sad, you saved us. You showed us the light, and you showed others the light. You should be grateful. The church was leading them astray. Good thing they listened to what you had to say. Coach Shaw suggests they get a smaller spot so they can keep up with the lawyer fees. Jen Shaw, that wig says guilty. Jen talking about they home is a hub for both sides of their family. You can't afford to be the hub no more. Oh, Lord, now Lisa gonna try to be friends with Whitney in some cave? I don't trust her. So Whitney says, you know, we should talk after Vail since we never got a chance because I felt y'all flip-flop. And Lisa says, well, let me tell you. I went in her room because you're a two-faced lying snake and you don't know how to bake. So you gonna say, I was questioning her and I brought up the Cameron stuff and she said, people been talking about my church forever, but I believe Cameron. So you believe that Mary is a swindler, but you still stick with her? That don't make no sense. Whitney said, well, I called Cameron to get the skinny from him. Clear up all this hearsay and whatnot. Whitney said, I'm concerned Mary is a predator. I ain't even gonna say nothing to put my family at risk. Mary ain't gonna do nothing. Lisa says, well, you know, Mary said that's why Jen's in jail because she told all those lies about my church. What about all the people who told the truth about your church? They live and well, free as a bird. Mary calls her coot just to prove that he's still there and he don't give a fuck about her. Yeah, whatever. Get on, heifer. It's time for the fall luncheon. So we all sitting and Lisa big up and Meredith on her advice, and then Meredith sees Jen coming and she's like, I told you don't invite me to shit if you inviting that heifer. She's finally managed to stir the turd. So Meredith gonna stay even though Jen showed up, but Mary ain't here yet. So Mary's so late they go on and eat, but now she saunters up in a funeral robe, a boot that's 10 years too young for her, and a yellow blouse. Mary just said she liked her slanted eyes. Ooh, that's racist. That is racist. So Heather's able to get on the good foot with Mary when she sits down, and Heather's like, Mary won't hold a grudge. She'll yell at you, but she won't hold it. I don't like that wishy-washy. You ain't gonna talk crazy to me. But of course, Heather gotta say, are we on shrooms right now? We all acting like we getting along? This is fake. And Mary had to hear, oh, you think we're all being fake? Yes, you most of all. Whitney said, well, yeah, this is odd. We was at each other's throats last time, and now we acted like everything good in the hood. So Jen says, I didn't know any of this was going to happen, and I've only gotten a speeding ticket. Mary said, oh, I knew you didn't go to jail because that outfit was too fly. Jen said, well, I was going to Vail, not to jail. I can't believe Mary had something nice to say about Jen. So Mary starts grilling Jen. You had no clue that there were charges against you and all this stuff was going on? And Jen says, Nobody believes that Jen has no idea what they're talking about. Everybody's like, So we're still dealing with the lies. She gonna lie till the end. She gonna be in jail saying she innocent. I'm sorry, not jail, prison. So Jenny tells Jen, look, we've gotten a lot of information. We done read every article and got text messages. Jen said, who was text messaging? And of course, Lisa says, it was Whitney. Whitney was sending us all text messages. Trying to distract from her husband's scheme and suit. Lawsuit, that is. Whitney says, I was not the only one. And then Lisa's going to say, well, my lawyer called me. Whitney said, no, Heifer, we saw you call all your lawyers. Mary gonna say, I didn't talk about you. We just had a scene where you said, and that's why she's in jail, because she talked about my church. That's talking, Heifer. Then everybody jumps up and is like, no, we were all talking about it. Everybody was talking about it, but nobody will say, Mary, you too, because they scared. Why don't you pipe up, linebacker? Because you just gotten good with her and you don't want to fight no more. Mary said, why are y'all telling this to hurt her? Because I didn't talk about it. Jen's like, if we were going to have a bash me second, I could have shown up late. Mary actually made sense. She said, do I want her to be innocent? Yes. Do I think she's innocent? No. Not with the FBI, New York PD, Homeland Security. All three agents are just wrong as hell? Something stink. So then Lisa keeps interjecting and Mary is like, I'm talking to Jen. Let her speak. So Mary's like, look, I wanted to see how she was doing. And Lisa says, well, did you call her? Did you call her? I don't have her new number. Mary said, well, Lisa, you talked about Jen the worst, so shut up. Mary tells Jen, Lisa said I was the next you. She said we'd be palling around in prison. Prison. Lisa says, this is bullshit. You are all fake. Whitney says, Lisa, can Mary please resume the conversation with Jen? They was trying to talk and y'all had so many questions for Jen. Why can't you listen? Mary gonna say, well, who ain't gonna believe the FBI? Then Jenny starts yelling, this is bullshit. Jenny's like, Heifer, I sat next to you. Let me tell you what she said, Jen. This heifer said flat out, I believe she did it. Oh, Jenny said, no, Mary, you can't talk because you're lying. Jen is like, damn, ain't none of these heifers my friends. No, they ain't, but you wasn't a friend to them. Jenny said, Mary, I don't care about you or your lies. Oh, well then I don't need to be here. Bye, Mary, you don't need to be here. You add so little to the season. Jenny said, there's the gate. So Jen starts crying and Mary gonna go console her for what? Mary don't fuck with her.
Meredith said, if you really want to be Jen's friend, I can't believe you did this to her. I was the only one here sitting calmly not engaging.
So now Lisa mad Meredith for not defending her and defending Mary.
You know what? Meredith is just like, look, I love you guys, but I can't do this. I have to go. I have to disengage.
Lisa trying to get Meredith to say, Meredith said, you've been screaming for a half an hour and I can't listen to it no more. Toodles toots. Lisa tells Meredith, look, I'm sick of Mary coming at me. Why couldn't you tell her to stop? Because she was telling the truth.
Meredith said this is toxic and I don't want this in my life right now. It's not for me. It's not for me.
Girl, they gave us a full hour and a half. Will you please stay for me? Because you'll make me feel safe. Will you please stay for me? Girl, woman up. So Jen comes back to the table and she's crying, I just need people to be my friends right now. Honey, they were your friends when you was thieving. Well, that was the shit.